congratulations. You're probably walking on air a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like totally running on fumes right now because I was just sort of telling her a minute ago, but we just ran here. Like, we barely finished. My head is spinning. All of a sudden, I woke up this morning and the movie had already been shown. I was just like, no, I mean, to say that it's surreal is an understatement for sure.
Yeah. And when you were there last night, you said, I think your words were, let's rip off the Band-Aid. So is that because you've just been feeling like you're dying to show it, or you're not sure if you can let it out of your hands yet? What's that feeling of anticipation or fear?
I mean, I wasn't scared to show the movie. I guess I was just sort of speaking to the fact that it really meditates on like what it is to bleed. The second shot of the movie is a really sort of clumpy bloodletting, and 50% of the population will be keenly aware that that did not come from a cut or a wound. It's coming from the source. And so I just thought, actually, quite literally, the whole movie is it's about reprocessing pain, and there's a blood and water motif that runs through it that honestly runs through the surface of Imogen's skin every 5 seconds. Basically I was just like, rip off. What a cute thing to say before this movie. I think that's why I said it. I was just like, I wasn't scared. I was just like, let's fucking do this. I mean, I've been making the movie for 8 years, and we shot for 30 days in Latvia, and it took me 9 months to put it together. I just starred in my wife's movie. So I had to sort of put it down for a second. It was so painful. And then all of a sudden, Cannes was like approaching. And this is the type of environment that stories about stories like matter. Where it premieres does matter. It's not about selling a film. It's about like the words that are laid out for people, because people tend to follow other people naturally. And it was just so. It was a bit irresponsible. I submitted a really like roughy cut. It was like 40 minutes longer than it is now, and I was like, honestly, if I have to, then fine. And I was like really sort of petulant about the idea that it was that the sort of result of the thing before it really had found itself was even being considered. And then all of a sudden, it sort of detached from my body, and I looked at this thing, and it sort of rose to the surface, and it had volition, and it had a voice, and it had a face, and I wanted to dress it and brush its hair and send it to school, which is where it is now. And yeah.
Okay, so let's just back up a little bit. I'm sure many people here have not yet seen it. So I'll just say that it's an incredibly raw, personal story based on a book by the writer. I'm going to say her last name completely wrong. It's Lydia, because you say it.
Lydia Yuknovich.
Yuknovich, okay.
Yeah.
And what was it about the book that led you to be so devoted to this that you spent 8 years needing somehow to make the film?
Well, it's the book itself is like a really raucous invitation to listen to yourself. It's really like initiating, in no way like provocative, but like incredibly sort of necessary outburst. And it sort of makes you want to go, huh? Like, I'm like, me too. Like, it really, and I don't want to write novels. I want to make movies. And so when I read this thing, that's how my voice responded to it. And so physical, and it's a movie about memory, and it's a movie about a woman who endures a lot of pain, violation, thievery, but also sort of takes that and puts it through her body in a way that she shoves something out that is so tied to pleasure, joy, and release. It's just, even if you don't have the specific relationship to like abuse that this woman does, if you have been walking around the earth with a female body for the last, right now, whenever, being taken from being told to shut the fuck up, like it's pervasive. It's just a fact. It's not even like, this isn't my opinion. This is I think there are certain pieces of work that allow you to exist, Like all of a sudden you go, wow, fuck me, that is a mirror. And we are so much stronger together. And a lot of my favorite movies and a lot of my favorite books are about process. And I didn't want to make a movie about the things that happened to this woman. I wanted to make a movie about what we can do to the things that happened to us. Iterate, metamorphosize. Understand that we are organic material too. Like, the only way to make this film a movie was to sort of be unfaithful, to kind of like let the movie live to the extent that it was truly alive, ephemeral, out of my control completely. Like, the shoot was a shipwreck. I mean, we were just like screwed constantly, and I don't say that to like...
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, it was really hard, and we were sort of cosmically fucked all the time. And I know everyone probably thinks that, but like Burden of Dreams has nothing on our movie. Like,
You mean like the light, like you needed the golden hour and it didn't have it that day, like that kind of thing?
We don't have enough time for me to tell you how this was so impossible, like from jump. Like,
give me like the worst one. The most panic-inducing, the most holy shit, what do we do now moment.
It's like too dark. I can't. It's too personal. I'm like, no. I can't, like, it's, I mean, I'll tell you something. I'll think of something. This is kind of funny. One day, Imogen came to set, and we had, like, no time, but that's normal. It's fine to have no time. We had just enough time, and then all of a sudden we had, like, 2 hours sucked out of our schedule because she accidentally put in dilating eye drops, and she couldn't see. She came to set wearing these, like, really chic glasses, and I was
Imogen,
like, you look beautiful. What are you doing? And she was like, I can't see anything, I'm blind. And I was like, I know, I feel that way too. Come on, let's go. And she was like, no, I mean, I fucking can't see. And it was just on a day where we had like these church bells ringing, and I had Thora for just a minute, and we couldn't return to the location. This is an undramatic story compared to the other things that have happened to the movie, but
Save it for your memoir.
okay, I'm never doing that. But Thora, we ended up doing coverage of a. There's a conversation that takes place in the movie that I wasn't going to cover one side of. It was going to be strictly Lydia's side, and we just had extra time with Thora, and we shot that side of it. And we couldn't have cut the scene without it. And so every single time we got smacked, it left like a little mark that made the movie. And I'm sure that these are stories that you hear. Fuck, this, like, it was such a wound, and it is such a scar, and it is like my favorite version of, the movie is like, kind of limping into Cannes, like laughing with its hair on fire.
That's a great description. I don't know why I thought you were going to be very quiet and not want to like talk that much, because you seem
Weird.
Shy. No, you seem like a person with a lot going on internally and might not want. And the movie has so much going on. It's so much is expressed. It's such the expression of an artist. So I think if anyone ever doubted whether you're an actual artist, they will not doubt it from this moment forward.
That's nice. Thank you for saying that. That's so funny. Actors are like,
You're an artist. Oh, yeah, no.
No. I know that's not what you're saying. Of course. No. And I hear you, and I'm so great. That's like so nice of you to say. It's like an unbelievable compliment, and I'm like totally receiving that. But it's just so funny. Like, there's an attention-seeking thing that actors, I think, get projected onto. Like, there's like, well, I mean, they want people to look at them. It's like, yeah, they want to be seen, but not like looked at. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then there's such like art in that, like. I'm like sitting here going, actors are artists too. Like,
No, of course.
what a
they
silly
are.
fucking thing to vouch for. Here, I know you know that.
I do, and I talk to actors all the time,
I
so I would not. Okay.
No, I was like, who put a nickel in this girl? I've been talking all day. It's like something's happened. I don't know.
Okay, I have two more important questions.
Yeah.
One, how did you find Imogen Poots? Because she's perfect.
Yeah.
And the way you shot her, it feels very much like that connection between you and her to the character and her to, I have no idea, the real life writer, I have no idea. Like, it feels so tight. Yeah. How did you build that? How did you choose her? What's that experience like?
She like really like blows my mind. So she's been like the best thing in everything she's ever been in. And we have like a ton of mutual friends, but we didn't have any crossover, like as in we've never really met, we've never hung out. And I'm such a huge fan. And I guess it happened pretty like traditionally insofar as that she auditioned for the part and I received like a tape of her. And I was like, wait a second, this is like my long lost best friend. And also the movie didn't exist really. It was just such a sort of like impossible to imagine idea without her. And all of a sudden the movie was just like, it became an unstoppable force when she became the film, because her body is the film. It is the surface of her skin. Honestly, it's like, I've been trying to describe what the movie's about all day, and it's frustrating because when you tell people about like what happened and where it happened and when and why, it really takes away from what the movie is about, which is like when her face gets pink. And she's like got such an unbelievable capacity, and she's so fucking beautiful, and she's a walking motif. And like, I mean, like there's the blood and water situation that's going on in her, and she's got this like open, lush kind of forest animal, mammal. I don't know, like I see the mother in her. Also, she's a writer, so she has to play a teacher, and so therefore, like you can't really hire someone. Just she needed to not be a dummy, you know? Like she needed to seem like she wasn't like, she wrote this movie with her fucking entire body. Like Jim, Thora, like Kim, like they added pages to our pages. We created like 500 fucking movies, and we got home and I was like, I think I killed everything. I think everything's dead. And then I opened up all these stunning, beautiful gifts, and I was like, no, we just did something different. And like ingratiating yourself to newness is difficult. It's like you have to mourn the loss of a thing. I'm sure you've heard directors talk about this. I've heard it. Something goes away, you receive something else. And yeah, it was like being able to like find the emotional connectivity between images.
In the edit.
Yeah, and like, because it was written really, really precisely. We just sort of swapped out pictures for other pictures because we made different ones. And she discovered new things, and the movie has a sense, hopefully, I mean, like the endeavor was to create a movie that had a body, so it has like a sense memory. It's like when you go like, that tastes like that. Oh fuck, I just remember what it was to be 5 and when he said that. And then all of a sudden, like halfway through the movie, she grows up a little bit and she becomes more articulate and sort of more, the movie becomes more composed. And also 3/4 of the way through, you're just like, why the fuck are we still doing this? And it has like the undulation of like a female orgasm. It does not have like a 3-act structure that mimics the kind of like normal climax that we're used to consuming as an audience. I'm used to it. There's a certain thing that you want to get at a certain point, and she had the fucking bravery to like go and go and go and go and go and go. She's like Rocky. Like she just never stops getting back up.
I have not read the book, but I have rarely come across somebody who is so fearless in talking and so comfortable in talking about women's bodies, the women's sexual experience, and women's identities, and they're all tied up. So I just want to thank you for that, because your character says stuff in the movie that like made me, I'm way older than you, made me blush, and I was like, I'm so glad she said that.
Yeah, right? Dude, it's like so exciting. I mean, fucking telling secrets is like the most fun thing. You just like go outside being like, woo! And like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Last question. Did you ever question whether you could direct? Because you didn't go to school to direct.
Yeah, sure. I guess like I was always, no, I mean, I thought I ruined the movie. Yeah, like, I thought I was like, but I also didn't like blame myself. I was like blaming the universe and like being smited by some sort of like stronger thing. Like, but the feeling of like potential, that type of loss kind of told me something incredible about my own ego. I was like, all right, well, we're going to have to go show everyone. Fuck. I didn't do it. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, fine. You know what I mean? I have to like go show everyone the thing, and it's not what I wanted to say, and people are gonna think it's what I wanted to say. It's like that scene in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood when he's like frustrated that he learned his lines, but then he didn't seem like he learned them. I was just like, well, I did the best that I could, and like, no, I didn't question for 1 second. I like wanted to do this so badly. I like to not question impulse is like, I guess it just took me a minute to come to the point that it was like concise in itself, and then it decided to be born when it needed to be, and I was impatient, and I was like a little petulant and like frustrated and throwing public temper tantrums, but like it wasn't ready. Also, I am totally a director because I'm an actor. Like I've been around it enough to trust process and just sort of want to ask why we do things the way that we do things sometimes, because there are standardized approaches that just sort of pump out rote material, and I just couldn't wait to like get my fingers in there.
So you're going to direct again, aren't you?
Nah, fuck it. No, probably not.
I don't believe you. That's amazing. Yeah. Kristen, thank you so much. We're going to do a little toast. to our freshly born director and somebody who we're so
guys.
glad to have with us. So we're going to grab a glass. Everybody grab a glass. There's glasses going around. Let's make a toast.
Stood on a stage with a glass of champagne. Like,
That's it. That's it. A toast to Kristen Stewart and the Chronology of Water and your success in Cannes.